The Sioux County, Iowa Sheriff's Office is breaking new ground in Northwest Iowa by taking steps to improve its response to mental health related calls.
KTIV's Irvin Doman tells us how the department plans to utilize new resources to better serve the Sioux County community.
The Sioux County Sheriff's Office is getting ready for some new additions to their department, including therapy dogs, school resource officers, and mental health deputies. These additions come in an effort to more effectively serve the community. Therapy dogs like Matt, who is a crisis response canine, can provide comfort for people in stressful or traumatic situations.
Victim and witness support. So if there's, a horrific crime that happens and we have a victim or a witness that was involved, then Matt can be present for maybe an interview or to provide that comforting presence.
The use of therapy dogs is already being used in a local school to help students.
Kids don't see it as therapy. The dog does that very well. So when kids come in upset to visit with me or have a lot going on at home, or whether it be at school or at recess or in the lunchroom or wherever, he's just there as a comfort for them.
The deputies are working on getting more involved in the classroom as well. Right now they visit 10 schools. They want to grow that number with the addition of another school resource officer.
What I'm using as kind of a motto is we want to be more visible more often, and we want to add more schools, and we're on a pretty good track to add probably about 3 or 4 more right now.
There's also a focus on becoming more equipped to handle mental health situations. They plan to have 2 trained mental health deputies on staff.
They have the tools how to safely de-escalate better than even just our patrol guys can do.
Officers believe these additions will help serve Sioux County. In Orange City, Iowa, Irvin Doman, KTIV News 4.
The Sheriff's Office hopes to have 3 therapy dogs to serve the community. Expect the other positions to start on July 1st.